All right, loud and clear. I hope we're all
Yep.
audible. Yep. And Chips, if you can quickly just do an audio check and also
Sure.
let me know.
Sure. I shall do a very quick check.
Meanwhile, welcome
Just a
everyone to
minute.
the Hybrid Theory Racing League Round 4 at Barcelona, Circuit de Catalonia. It's a sprint weekend here. Joining me in the comms box is by now one of the most, by now the best commentator in India, I think, Chips. So, hi, Chips.
Quite honored. Thank you very much. Thank you, Yash. And hello and welcome, viewers. I'm really in for 44 laps of Spain tonight. It's 11 laps of the sprint, I believe. So, pretty interesting. I would say I'm actually quite looking forward to Spain. I love the new layout. I'm a bit biased towards it, but I really love the new layout.
So, going on board with Shrikant here, starting the lap, Chips, why don't you take us away?
All right. Meanwhile, I think you can just share the link in the broadcast channel. And who did you want me to be on board with again? Can you please say?
Shrikant.
Shrikant. All right. So I shall be on board with Shrikant while you share the link. So Shrikant takes turns one, two, and now going through the long sweeping right hand of turn three. A bit of understeer it seems as he comes to the end of sector one. It's a lap time of 22.0 for Shrikant. There seems to be no traffic ahead of him, so it should be a clean lap. He goes a bit towards the extremes of the track, takes the left-hander. Yeah, sorry, taking the uphill section now and misses the apex by a bit. Going uphill out to the fast right-hander of turn 9. Keeps his throttle pinned to the floor there. That is very, very committed by him. Approaching the end of sector 2 and 51.3. I've been waiting to see how representative of a lap this is going to be, but entering this last section, this used to be very, very tricky on the previous game, but thankfully we're not playing that rubbish anymore. Coming up to the penultimate corner, it's a fast two right-handers, very quick right-handers in succession, and up to the line Shrikant comes, and it is a lap time of 113.287, which is provisional pole, although I'm pretty sure that's going to be beaten in no time by those who set their laps. Quick Killer sets a lap time of 13.6, so about 4 tenths off. And Deadly Mosquito 13.299, so is about a hundredth of Shrikant's time. In the Red Bull though, so a pretty decent effort by Shrikant, although I do expect it to be beaten pretty soon.
So, I think we have Shooter who's on a lap right now. He's rounding up the second sector. It's a 51.8. I don't think that's that great of a time.
I think Shrikant matched it on his lap, or at least was pretty close to it. So I think Shooter could be looking to slot in between Mosquito and Quick Killer. I don't think the Haas is particularly great in the last sector. And as Shooter comes up to the line, he goes exactly so 113.4 exactly between Mosquito and Quick Killer. Uh, and if I'll just have a look, I think Nishan is not doing a hot lap right now. We have Anton who just finished the lap and has gone P4. Uh, we have Jishnu coming up towards the PSM turn 9. This is a spot where many an accident have occurred in real life and in virtual league racing, but Jishnu navigates it well, and it's a 51.2 in the second as he ends the second sector. So I think Jishnu could be also looking to slot in between. Actually, it could be anywhere. Jishnu, we know how quick he is as a driver, so regardless of the car he's been given, he always pulls out a performance right out of the bag. And as I say that, he puts in a lap time of 112.8, 5 tenths faster than Shrikant's current provisional pole.
Meanwhile, we have Caesar in the chat. He's not willing to get out of the box, but he's willing to be in the chat. He's asking us, where is Malav? Chips, maybe you want to answer that?
I have been well accustomed with the famously infamous NP2 error. I've been greeted with it many a time. My monitor here which is in front of me has seen that. I think it's burnt into my monitor at this point. Error code NP2, the session no longer exists. So Codemaster is being very kind to Malav, not letting him join the session at all. And yeah.
Meanwhile, Hushraf does a very modest
He's not using battery.
113.7. Oh,
He's not
yep.
using battery.
Well, then that's a good lap because Just go a second faster on that lap if
He's
if
just
he's
a
on.
tenth of quick killer without using battery, so pretty impressive. PSI went P6 and Hershey getting out of the way.
So we have
turn two
Charles
there.
in the. We have Charles in the George Russell Mercedes. I mean, you don't get to say that very often. He's rounding up sector 1 and now into sector 2. The fast right-hander. Carrying a bit of speed. Did lift off a bit there. I don't know why his battery is a little low, but yeah.
51
Anyway.
on. So he actually could challenge Jishnu because Jishnu did a 51-2. So provided he continues to hook the rest of this lap up, he could actually have a pretty good.
And the Mercedes should be a much better car as well.
Definitely, much better than the Williams at least. But it all comes down to the last corner, and he navigates it decently. I think he could have taken a bit more speed through there. As he comes up to the line, it is P1 by almost 5/10.
Yep.
Wow, pretty impressive. We have Hershey going a bit slow down the back straight, and there's an Aston Martin following him. Is that his teammate? Yeah, sorry, that is his teammate. Who is that? That is Srikanth, who's on an out lap. Meanwhile, King Mirul has gone P3 in the Ferrari.
Wow. And we have Hushrav, who's I think now he's starting his lap.
Yeah, he went for a double warm-up lap, I believe. So if you could take us through Hushrav's lap, I just have something small matter to attend.
Goes into turn 1, bring quite heavy there into turn 2. Really fighting the wheel there coming out of turn 3. Not sure the car is really behaving very well under him. Going into turn 4, he hits the curb on the inside. Doesn't use, he does use up all the track on the outside. Going into turn 5, he's missed the apex with quite a bit there. Goes quite wide. Not sure if he intended that. Did he back off or is it just spectator glitch? I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, he's backed off. He's backed off drastically there. Then we have another Haas who's on a lap. Oh, that's just Shooter. We have Hushrav. Is he going to be starting a lap this time? Nice one, Hushrav. I don't think he realized what he did there, but yeah. Meanwhile, in the Aston Martin, we have Srikanth who goes P4. Oh no, P3, sorry. Srikanth goes P3 with a 12.9. That's good showing from him. Meanwhile, we have Caesar who's just about to start his lap. He's getting a good tow from the Ferrari in front of him. That Ferrari, I think, is...
that should be Nishan.
Nishan, yeah.
That's Nishan. Yeah, so sorry for the delay there on my end. Yeah, going on board with Caesar, he's going to get a decent tow, but at what point will it become impeding? We have Harsh who's joined the lobby. I think he
got a decent tow there. I'm not. I think he did get a decent tow.
Yeah, let's have a look at his time as he goes towards the end of sector 2. There's another car ahead of him. That's a Merc. I think that might be Charles Leclerc because the other Merc of Harsh is not in the lobby. He just rejoined and he's anyways retired. So Caesar coming up to the end of sector 2. It's a lap time of 50.9. It's the fastest sector 2. The end of sector 2 we've seen. Time in sector 2, and now taking the last few turns. They're technical turns. You can actually lose your entire lap, whatever you've built up to in these few turns, but Caesar navigating it pretty well. Coming up to the final corner, actually navigating it with good amount of precision, and he comes up to the line, and it is pole, a 1:12.249, about a tenth faster than Charles, slightly more than a tenth faster than Charles.
Yeah, it's quite a good lap there. And meanwhile, I think I don't think there's Deadly Mosquito who should be on a lap. No, I don't think he's on a lap.
Shooter's on a in lap as well. So do we have anybody? I think PSI is about to finish a lap. So PSI, I think we have to shift down at the penultimate corner there. Maybe that was a bit of a error, but he still manages to go P3 with a 1:12.731. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
I think we have McLaren coming through there of Anton who goes P13.
He stays P13. He doesn't improve on his position. He can improve on his time very slightly. And Nishan is on a lap. Taking turn 9 right now. And this is the Carlos Sainz Ferrari. So,
How do we know it's the Carlos Sainz Ferrari?
yellow T-cam.
Oh,
The Charles car has a black T-cam. I tend to follow that during the actual races as well.
Yeah, no, I do understand because the Hamilton's car also has a yellow while George Russell's has a blue. You're right. That's
Black
how you.
is black,
No,
right? Blue.
blue.
And Nishan boxes. Okay,
Like
so
if you
Nishan's
go on
green.
board or Charles's car also, you'll see that it's a blue color.
Charles is currently in the pit lane and Caesar has
And
retired. He's crashed out, it seems. Has he? Oh, his car is stricken. It's on the track at the last turn. That is going to throw off a few drivers if they don't take enough precautions. While Raman just goes P11. I was on board with him. I just saw Caesar's stricken car from Raman's POV. It was pretty hectic there. And by the looks of it, most drivers are coming in. Jishnu is about to finish his lap. He's approaching the end of sector 2. And I'm on board with him, and he sets the second sector time of 51.047. He's 2 tenths.
oh, he goes wide and.
You know what? That actually might not be too much of a detriment to his lap time, and he's actually gaining battery. So is he given up, or is that just a visual glitch? No, I think that's just a visual bug.
Oh, he has.
No,
Yeah.
he does box.
No,
Yeah,
he rightfully
actually,
did give up because he did extend track
if you're on
limits
board
there.
with Jishnu there.
I saw the part of the AlphaTauri. I mean, Alpine just lying there.
Yup. We see Hushrab on an out lap, we see Harshi on an out lap, and Raman, I believe, is on an in lap. Yeah. So, Raman's just let Hushrab go. So, we haven't seen a representative time from Hushrab all session. We have 13 minutes. We're 13 minutes into the session. What do you think? Do you think Hushrab can put it on pole? Now with Caesar not taking any further part in the session.
I don't think he can put it on pole because that Haas, I don't think it's going to be the best car around Spain. Not taking anything away from Hushraf, but the Haas it's absolutely terrible in the technical section.
Yep,
but anyway, take us away on Hushraf's lap. Oh, he has a big moment.
Bit of a slide there, but he still carries on. Let's have a look at his lap time at the end of sector 1. Because that is going to be a bit of a detriment to his time. Coming up to the end of sector 1, he's about 5 tenths up on his time. That would at this point get him somewhere around Deadly Mosquito or Raman. Now taking this tricky left-hander, it's very easy to go a bit wide, which I think Hushraf has done, not because of his driving, but I think because of how atrocious this car is. Taking the turn 7-8 quick chicken, as Fernando Alonso once very famously said. Through turn 9, it's a very fearsome corner this, but Hushraf navigates it with quite a bit of bravery. And at the end of sector 2, he is 51.099, so that should see him round about where Jishnu is right now, between Jishnu and Srikanth, I feel. That's a nice gap to slot into. As I say, Srikanth is left the session. But Hushraf is coming up the penultimate corner, taking it with a nice bit of tenacity, a bit of force. The last corner is navigated with a bit of a lift off, but as he comes up to the line, he slots in. In P3, he does beat my expected lap time there. So,
but you see, in the last couple of corners, that Haas seemed like a handful. It was quite out of place and unpredictable of sorts.
Honestly, I think if Hushraf comes in and chalks on a new set, he might be able to displace Charles or maybe even Caesar. I sincerely feel so. And Archit is backed out, I think. Apparently, has a purple sector as per the game. Not too sure what that's supposed to mean. The Aston Martin ahead of him getting nicely out of the way there. That is Harshi, who's about to come into the pits, I believe, because he can't start the lap with 50% battery. He won't be able to make it to the end. Is he going for multiple outlaps?
Oh, he goes P3. Archit goes P3 with a 112.4.
Yep. So I think that's just a visual bug wherein the battery keeps fluctuating at a very odd rate. But nonetheless, let's focus on somebody else who's on a lap. Maybe I think it's Anton who's on a lap. Multiple drivers are going to be coming out of the pits anytime now, and I do happen to know how the track layout of Spain is. Back off. There's going to be a lot of back off and a lot of traffic if drivers don't come out on time. Everybody's going to want to be the last one to start their laps, but that could result in them not getting the line in time. And Harsh left the session again. While Anton, I think he's not entirely comfortable with the McLaren as of now. The McLaren actually has been showing a pretty good turn of pace in these past few races, especially at Silverstone and Okay, who is that Merc? Who's that Merc ahead of Anton, who's really coming in the way, and Anton has spun. Yeah, I think that really affected his lap. Obviously it did, because he went full circle, literally, and now coming back. Khosrav, I don't think he went back, right, into the pits? I don't think he went back into the pits.
No, he's on.
So he
He's
is
yet to
going to
start
be
a lap.
doing, yeah, he's going to be doing two.
But Chips, just see this, Chips. You go off the line and just look at the amount of marble you pick up. Look at Ruhushta's tire.
Yep, I have been a first-hand victim of that. I was rear-ended by somebody who got marbles in their tires just on Saturday.
So Charles is right now 1/10, 1.5 down on his time, on his sector 1 time. So he's not improving right now. There are yellow flags in sector 3. I think is about the cars just gapping themselves to start a lap. Khosrav doesn't have the cleanest of entries here and going into the fast right-hander.
Oh no, King Mirul has crashed out while warming his tires. I just went on board with him while trying to spectate Hershey.
Oh, and he's going to be right. Oh, he was right in the way. And 51.3. So I don't think this is a very good lap from Charles.
No, I don't think this is Charles' golden lap.
Then we have Nishan who's coming behind, who's 1.2 seconds up on his time.
Charles boxes, that's it for Charles. PSI is on a lap. Vishnu is also on a lap. Multiple drivers on a lap. Hershey is invalidated. Easy level bot has retired.
So Nishan coming through the last corner now. He goes and sets a P 13.4 for P. Then you have Hershey coming across the line, who is starting his lap. I'm a little confused what happened there.
I think Hershey is starting his lap. He invalidated his previous lap, and there's a car coming out the pit lane. There's a Ferrari. Who is that? I don't think they're going to get to the line in time, are they? Nishan. No, I think there's Nishan. He's finished his lap. Alright.
I think Deadly Mosquito is coming around to finish his lap now.
Checkered flag is out. We have an Alfa Romeo coming up to the line. That's probably PSI who's boxed. Jishnu also gonna be next up to the line.
Deadly Mosquito goes P7 with the Red Bull there, and then we have
Jishnu. Jishnu is about to finish his lap. Then the two Alpha Tauris. But what about Jishnu? I don't think Jishnu is going to improve. No, he won't. He's 3.3 down on his time. So
yeah, and Hershey is matching his sector 1 time. Let's see what he does in sector 2. It's a 51. No, he's 3.5. Yep.
Quick Killer goes P8 while his teammate decides to box. Rahman decides to box.
Shooter is 1.7 seconds down, so he's not on a fast lap. I don't think anyone's on a particularly fast lap anymore.
Yeah, and I think that is curtains for qualifying. Caesar, despite his unfortunate incident there, he is still on pole, and Shooter decides to box. All right.
You think Caesar did that on purpose just to prove that Malav has his Panoti on the car?
You have many theories, but entirely possible. Do we have Malav in the chat stating otherwise?
Malav probably had an NP2 error opening the link too.
Yeah. I've been a victim of that. I do sympathize with him quite a bit. But yeah, that is it. Pretty exciting quali. Ends with Caesar on pole. Do you think Caesar can carry that form into the race? Both races, sprint and main race.
Well, I really hope so. It'll be nice to see the Alpine up there.
But yeah, with that, we are at the end of qualifying. Wicked Wiki is in the waiting for him to retire. So, pretty interesting quali. What do you have to make of that?
Well, some of the guys who I thought would perform a little better actually didn't. But I think it's down more to the track being a little more technical and having a lot of fast corners. But anyway, if you could take us through the grid, we have some time to discuss.
So, Caesar in the Alpine on pole, and following him is Charles Leclerc, who's just over a tenth behind him in the Mercedes. Archit on his debut finishing P3 in the Red Bull, pretty good. Khosrav in P4 in the Haas, PSI P5 in the Alfa Romeo, pretty stellar effort by him there as well. Jishnu P6 in the Williams, Mosquito 7th in the Red Bull, a bit of a Checo Perez performance. Quick Killer's P8, Shrikant's 9th and Hershey's 10th. Outside the top 10, we have King Mirul, Shooter, Raman, Wicked Vicky, Nishan, Anton, Easy Level Bot, Harsh, Pratham, and Azun. For Easy Level Bot, Harsh, Pratham, and Azun did not take part in qualifying at all and will line up at the back of the grid. So, sprint race, 11 laps. What strategy do you go for? Do you go for the mediums? Do you go for the softs?
I think I'd go for the mediums one. I mean, no stops. Keep the set of softs for the race because, as we've seen in this game, the softs can play a big role in a lot of things if you do keep the tire life intact. But yeah, and I hope everyone knows that we don't have a formation lap.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
did put a reminder for it, so I hope people remember. There's going to be no setups being loaded or whatsoever. We're just going to have a nice, simple race start. It's going to be pretty hectic. I think you should take us through the sprint race start. I'll take us through the main race start.
Sure.
And do you think there's any scope for changeable weather? All right, go for it.
And we have 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Good start from Caesar. Charles right behind him, Arshit following. And going into turn 1, we have the Red Bull and the Haas getting really close to each other. A little bit of banging wheels there. The two McLarens are very close as well. A Red Bull of Arshit trying to go around the outside of Ushraf there, the Haas. Oh, he got really close. He's going to send one down the inside, is it? Oh, this is going to be close. Thinks better of it, but good racing from the couple there.
Yep, they got very close, the two of them. But in the Ushraf defended his position. So a lot of split strategies all across the field. We have 2 spinners already, Easy Level Bot and Pratham, who are both relegated to the back of the field. But interesting that Caesar has gone for the soft tire while those behind him, the 3 behind him, have gone for the medium tires. So we have just seen Malav, you can beat me, join the session. How that has happened, I don't know, because we have a full lobby. But nonetheless, we see a nice 3-car battle. 2 Astons and 1 Ferrari. King Mirul, Harshi and Shrikant Das, all of them following Linus turn onto the main straight. Look at how close Shrikant gets to the back of Harshi. Actually tags the back of his teammate there. But as they go down the main straight, look at this train behind King Mirul. I think it's, what is it? It's a 10-car train. It's all the way down to Anton. And King Mirul and Harshi trade places. Coming into the first turn, they make contact. Shrikant has to take avoiding action. And the Alpine behind him, Wicked Vicky, got very close but thankfully avoided contact. The Haas and the Alpha
Shrikant gets all out of sorts. He's losing positions. He's lost a lot of positions there.
And he's on 14th, could be 15th if Azun gets him. And I think Azun might have an opportunity to, but I think he thinks better of it, sensibly so. Behind him, Deadly Mosquitoes had a pretty shocking start. This is a very Checo Perez race for him at the moment. But Shrikant losing, 5 places in the span of a few turns, and Shrikant messes up tournament very badly, and he might. Oh, he just. Oh, thankfully, I said he might be collected, but thankfully he didn't. Those behind him had the awareness. Shooter and Harsh trading places side by side through the penultimate corner, approaching the penultimate corner, and still side by side. This is some fantastic racing between the two of them.
And they both hit each other.
Squeezed, but Harsh has the superior grip on the soft tires and the Mercedes compared to the Haas car.
And look at Azun.
Azun could be looking to make the double move down the main straight, and he does not, because he was. I think he was forced onto the inside curve that he had nothing else to do. And now he's going to be under threat from Deadly Mosquito. And Malav has left the session. But yeah, Shrikant has been a very disastrous lap for Shrikant. He's gone from P9 to P17. Lost 8
And he got
places.
Anton on that lap though.
Yep, one singular move on Anton. Anton's not having a very good race, and we have Nishan, who is disconnected for some reason. I shall send him an invite very fast.
We have another. We had King Mirul who went extremely wide. He took another track altogether. Wow. And he spun
King
again.
King Mirul is trying to remember the old layout from 2020. But yeah, he's rejoining. Actually, a very respectable rejoin there by King Mirror, and now
Yeah,
it's a Ferrari 1920.
and it's a
I,
safety car.
what?
For
Why? How?
what?
Okay, I think that was because of the prolonged time King Mirror spent stationary on track. And do we have anybody in the box? We do have Quick Killer and Harsh in the box. So,
Quick Killer is boxing for another
easy
set
level
of. I'm
bot.
sure he's boxing for a set of mediums. Oh, he's
Oh,
boxing for
I
another set of softs and a wing change also. So yeah, he probably did have.
easy level bot. What about Harsh? I don't think Harsh had front wing damage. Neither does easy level bot. So only Quick Killer having the front wing damage there. But you think that King Mirror's spin and prolonged time being stationary on track brought out the safety car? No
I
other
mean,
reason. I don't see any other incident.
yeah,
I would like to know who Quick Killer had made contact with. Let me see if I can see it in incidents. I can't. Uh, okay, so okay, Harsh also had front wing change. So maybe those two made contact. The Merc and the Haas, the Merc and the Alpha Tauri.
possibly.
I do think so because no other reason for the both to have their front wings changed. But it's a safety car. We're gonna have the safety car come in at least after at the end of lap 5. So the race start. What do you have to say about it, Yash? Whatever you've seen till now.
Um, I've seen one Aston Martin losing out, one Red Bull losing out, Williams gaining. I'm just looking at the position changed and telling you what happened. But
Actually,
yeah,
let's go through the position changes
I mean,
at the moment.
but to be frank, it was. I mean, it's not the cleanest of starts, but pretty good that all the drivers are still running and there's
And
no.
King Mirul in the box. All right. So what is going on here with King Mirul, who is boxing and probably switching onto the softs? I assume that is going to be the case. And another, it's easy level bot in the box as well. King Mirul onto the soft tires, easy level bot onto the another set of softs. So is that a fresh set of softs? Let me just pull up the tire indicator. Yes, both of them have put on a fresh set of
So, but
soft
then why
tires.
didn't he put on the soft tires in the first place?
King
Because
Mirul just boxed easy level bot. Did he box on mediums?
oh, Caesar was trying to race the Mercedes. There's probably the only chance he can race a Mercedes. One in front of him, one behind him. But I mean, I don't understand why they box and change their tires again when they could have done it in the first place. Since the sprint race
Easy
has
level bot
no.
went from a soft tire set to another soft tire set. So beats me what he's trying to do. Maybe he's trying for a very aggressive strategy in the race, having scrub tires, soft tires available, and choosing to only go on to a harder tire compound every time he makes a pit stop. It's a very
The
odd
safety car
strategy,
should
but
be in this lap, I think.
I think easy level bot it could pay off for him in the main race. But in the sprint, at the moment he is P20 and the safety car is in. So would you like to take us through the restart?
Yeah, why don't you do it, Chips? I'll just be on board trying to.
All right, who are you going to be on
Um,
board with?
I am going to be on board shuffling between Hushrav and Charles.
All right, so I shall be taking us through the restart. So Caesar, very tentative as he should be, as we know a very good safety car restart is crucial. There's a very long main straight here, and the slipstream is very powerful in this game. I am very excited to see what Jishnu can do, what Arshit can do, what Hushraf can do. But for the moment, Caesar
Caesar is
has done
gone.
what he needed to do, and he's bolted, and he's actually caught Charles a bit by surprise because look at how close Hushraf is to the back of the Mercedes, and into turn one, he actually might be looking to make a move. And you know what? He does attempt, but is he going to be able to make it stick? As they go through the first corner, they come close to contact. I think they did slightly bang wheels there, but Hushraf is past. And now Charles is going to be under threat from Archit, who's got a brilliant drive through the corner. And as they end sector 1, Archit is past the Mercedes driver. And Charles going so deep into the corner. Thankfully for him, Jishnu was a bit further back, but Jishnu is also going to be looking hungry for more. But Charles also trying to fight back and come back at Archit. But he can't make the move stick. The Red Bull is just too powerful on every track, as it turns out. But yeah, not a very good restart for Charles. He's lost 2 places. Further back, I assume there were very few position changes, if at all. But I'm just going to be on road with Jishnu for now, trying to see if he can get past Shal. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Not on this occasion at least. But look up ahead. 1.3 seconds separate Hushrav and Caesar.
Yeah, and you have PSI who's chasing Jishnu right now.
Yep. Position change between Pratham and Quick Killer.
And also Harsh and Pratham who are right at the back. Who are also like in a train together.
Yeah.
King Mirul and easy level bots have lost time actually to everything. So their gamble hasn't paid off at all.
Yeah, I don't think the tires are particularly...
Harsh gets past. He tried to make a double overtake on both sides of the track over there. Did Harsh. But
PSI is going to be defending it for his life. He's still barely within a second of the car ahead. He's on the fringes, but I think Harshi will have to hold on for now, and Wicked Vicky also will have to put a bit of a stop on his attempt to overtake two cars in one go.
Meanwhile, Archit is right on the back of Hushrav. Hushrav has...
Look at Wicked Vicky. Wicked Vicky got so close to almost wiping out Harshi, but I think Harshi might go for a move around the outside, inside. Where is he going to go? Outside? I don't think he's going to get the grip or the space there because PSI is going to cover him off. And yeah, for the timing at least Harshi has to stay there. And sorry to cut you off there. You were saying?
We have a yellow flag for a Ferrari. It's Nishan.
Nishan is fun, yeah. But he's back on track and he has... Yeah, he's rejoined. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, so we have Archit who's on the tail of Hushrav. He's really gunning it right now.
Yeah,
in that Red Bull.
Usually see many drivers hassle Hushrav, but I think Archit is pretty poised to do so at the moment. As they're in Sector 1, he is just a mere 2.5 tenths behind Hushrav. And further back, once again, Harshi and PSI, this is a battle for the ages. Look at this battle, look at this train. Behind Harshi, this Wicked Vicky, Raman, Shooter, and Azun joining the fray as well. And Azun looking to make a
so it's actually all the way down to Shrikant, which every car is under 2 seconds.
Yeah. Wow,
so it's PSI, it's from P6 to P13.
This is the Valtteri Bottas of racing. Because yellow flag once again for a Merc. That is Harsh, I believe.
Yeah, that's all. But there's a bit of a pile up there.
There's a bit of a pile up there. Yeah, 3 cars in the gravel, and Nishan getting past the 2 of them. So Anton, Harsh, and Quick Killer were involved in a bit of a skirmish, I believe, there. But thankfully they got away without too much grief. While Archit trying to cause grief to
Hushrav,
breeze past the Haas. Wow.
It's a yellow flag again.
PSI has lost a position to Harshi. At long last, the Aston Martin gets past. I don't think PSI is having the proper tire temperature in his tires.
Yep, so it's lap.
He's been tapped by Wicked Vicky, and PSI is spinning and he's facing the wrong way. And I can see the kick streaming there. I think he's just been kicked.
Oh, just look at the rear
end there. But yeah, unfortunate kick for PSI Legends there. Who's down in P16. I think that is an incoming report for Raman. Nonetheless, we do carry on for now. The incident.
And Azun has a big moment, and he is now pushed to the last part of this train. He has a big moment.
Discussions and deliberations will be done after the race in the steward's room. But for now, I think Azun. Are the softs at the end of their usable life cycle already?
Yeah, and Archit is out of ERS. Meanwhile, Caesar is finishing lap 9 out of 11. I mean, sorry.
Alright. I can see where you're going for. And I love this gear change. Shrikant is the first track limit penalty we see on lap 10. That is actually very...
Oh, and look how fast Deadly Mosquito approaches. That Red Bull. Oh, and he's going to get tapped.
Yeah, Wicked Vicky. No, I think that was a bit of a racing incident there. I personally don't see the need to.
Yeah, I think Wicked Vicky got a little.
Wicked Vicky got a bit too over ambitious, and then maybe Deadly Mosquito could have left a bit more space. But yeah, in the end, I think we'll leave that up to the drivers if they want to report it. Deadly Mosquito losing a place to Shrikant, but I think he's going to gain it back. Harsh has retired in the pit lane, so that is it for his race. The Red Bull and the Aston Martin of Harsh Sorry, Shrikant and Deadly Mosquito. There's a bit of
You mean the
contact
Red Bull
between
and the
them.
green Red Bull?
Yeah, the Red Bull, the green Red Bull, and right behind them is the blue Mercedes. Maybe is the Williams, who's gonna go for a move towards the hairpin. No, yeah, it is the hairpin of
If only we saw
turn
Albon
10.
doing this down the inside of Verstappen more often, we would
That
have.
would be
And look
amazing.
at the Alpine of Wicked Mickey
Wicked
right
Vicky
there.
was looking for vengeance after his previous run-in bit of a skirmish with Deadly Mosquito, but it is the final lap of the race for our race leader, Mercurial Caesar in the Alpine. While I'm enjoying the battle for P12, actually it is P10, Azun leading the train, but he's gonna get swallowed up. Look at the Red Bull! Wow, somebody needs to nerf that car as he easily makes the move into turn 1. Azun can do nothing to defend against the Red Bull, but I think
Oh,
he's
and
gonna
the
bank
Alpine is
on.
gone on the inside. Wow, good
Yellow
move by
flag.
Wicked Vicky.
Yeah, yellow flag for who's that? Is that Shal?
Yep,
No, no, that's not
that's a
Shal. That's a. Never mind. That's the retired car of Harsh, who's driven all the way to the end of Sector 1 to retire. Thank you, Codemasters, for making a quality product year after year. That would have probably stopped some overtakes, potential overtakes, and that was very misleading. Codemasters, why do that? Look at Shal and Hushrav. Shal dumping all his battery with DRS. He's gonna go for a dive. He is, and he's gonna get tagged by Hushrav. But thankfully, the both of them he carry on, maintain, hold their position. But I think that was
Oh,
something.
Hushrav is struggling. He's struggling.
Hushrav
Oh, he
and
just keeps it. Oh,
and
that
what's going
was
to happen?
close.
I think that's going to be very close, but it's going to be Caesar who comes up to the line and wins the race. Harshit finishes in P2.
And
Hushrav
Caesar
P3
smashes his
barely
car.
hangs on. Barely hangs on. Harshi is P5. Shooter's going to finish. Harshi is P6. Sorry, Shooter's P7. Raman's P8. Shrikant's going to fall down because of his penalty. Deadly Mosquito's promoted to P9. Wicked Vicky P10. Azun 11th. Nirul 12th. Easy level about 13.
Yeah, all these cars are
Five places.
nicely
Yeah.
placed away from each other.
Shrikant just fell 5 positions.
And
What a
you have
sim-
Caesar's guy who's still, if you see, go on board with him, he's
Yeah.
still celebrating, looking at AWS, pointing at AWS rather.
Yep. I think somebody loves Amazon more than Flipkart, and that is the Alpine of Caesar. But yeah, a pretty interesting sprint race here. And
Yeah.
alright, we do have Redstone in the chat. So hello Redstone. Nice to see you after a while. But yeah, let's go through the results of the sprint before the main race begins. So, Caesar from pole takes the win. Archit finishes P2 and takes a very good haul of points going into the main race. Hushrav P3 in the Haas, barely held on from Charles Leclerc. Jishnu finishes P5 in the Williams. Harshi is P6 in the Aston. Shooter 7 in the Haas. Raman P8 in the Alpha Tauri. Deadly Mosquito's 9th in the other Red Bull. He's going to be hoping for a better main race. And Wicked Vicky is P10. We have Azun, King Mirul, easy level pot. Shrikant Das who got a 3-sec penalty, the only driver to get a penalty. Pratham, PSI, Nishan, Quick Killer, Anton, Harsh, who are Harsh was the only non-finisher, and that's the rest of the order. Yeah. A bit confused there, a bit rushed for time.
Yeah,
With the
yeah, a
30-second
lot
timer.
happened in that race, but surprisingly less DNFs though.
Yep.
I mean, that's always good, but yeah, let's see what happens in the race. What do you think, Chips? Is it going to be a two-stopper or a one-stopper?
I would love to see a two-stopper, but realistically thinking, I think drivers are going to go for a medium to hard. I'm expecting to see a fair few drivers on mediums, a few on hards, and maybe 1 or 2 drivers on softs. It is a full grid, so we could potentially have some drivers take. We could see the entire, well, not the rainbow anymore, but we could see all 3 compounds on the grid as we start the race. So yeah, I predict a bit of some spicy action going into turn 1. Let's wait and find out if that is the case. So I think I should do the
Yep.
honors for the race start as we wait for the players to ready up. We have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. A bit of a pause and it's lights out and away we go. It's a very good start for Caesar, who's jumped away from the line very well. Hushrav trying to chase after Archit and he's himself being chased by Charles Leclerc going into turn 1. They all file and Hushrav goes for a fantastic dive there. but Archit has the superior car, but he still can't make it stick. A couple of cars going onto the gravel and the runoff there, and there's a lot of contact. There's front wing and debris flying, and I think that could be a VSC. A few cars were involved in that, but up ahead, it's still very close between Archit and Hushrav. But yeah, Shalna getting involved, and look at the Jishnu ran into the back of the Red Bull there, and oh no! Contact between the two, the Williams and the Red Bull, and yeah, both are now down in the dumps. P14 and P17.
Yeah, they just let Hushrav go.
Yep, and let's have a look at the tire situation before we and look at the understeer on that Williams. Anyways, it's a very oh no, what's happened here to Archit, who's going for the old layout of Catalonia, the 1994 layout. But yeah, a pretty disastrous start for Archit and for Jishnu. But a dream start for Caesar, who's once again opted for the soft tire. I think he's very comfortable with it.
So we have 1, 2, 3.